So, hi everyone, and welcome to my channel Creative Space. So, we have with us somebody who is here to help you out with a 360-degree personality change. She is here to create a brand for yourself on individual level, on professional level. So, rather than me introducing her, I want Miss Dia Asrani to introduce herself. First of all, Dia, thank you so much for coming and doing this vlog for me. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. It's actually an absolute pleasure to be on your channel and collaborating with you. So thank you for having me on board. So a little bit about me. I started my journey in 2011 when I quit designing and I joined image consulting. The main reason was because I had a fear of public speaking and I couldn't face crowds. So the main thing was, to bust that fear of public speaking and make sure that, I do something about it and become confident. So that got me to become an image consultant. So I said, instead of designing, because I was into textile designing. So I said, okay, instead of designing textiles, why don't I design people? So why don't I just come up with people's presence? So I said, okay, image consulting sounds like a good idea. Let's do it and stuff. So I did an entire thing in 2011. 2012 is when, I did the course and everything. And that made me an image consultant, of course. And I, started training at companies. I became a trainer at ICBI, Image Consulting Business Institute. And then when from there, I realized that the main thing that people are really looking for is to build their own confidence. And their own confidence comes in the way they present themselves. So I did, like check out the different ways of doing image and, practicing image consulting and doing all those things. But I think fast forward to the time when I started doing my full-time jobs, that was in 2015 to 2017. I worked with companies like Myntra and Arvind. That's when I realized that, it's more than just somebody's presence. It's the brand presence that we need to create over here. And that's when this whole journey of, switching from image consulting to personal branding actually played a role here. Then in 2017, I was actually given the pink slip at Arvind because they were downsizing the company. And that was the time when I realized that, keeping my whole passion in the back burner and doing this full-time job was not a great idea that I did, but in a way that it also made me realize that this is my passion. So 2017, I started growing my business. I started converting my service into a lucrative business. I started, training people in all these various factors of personal branding and trying to make them understand the whole concept and all that. Then what happened after that? 2018 was the time I started transitioning from offline to online. And then 2018 was the time I, realized that, okay, I need to, reach larger audiences. And then it just got a lot more clear that, it's not the image, but it's the personal brand that really matters here. And that made me, get hired by many companies. I got hired by Capgemini, by Wipro, IBM. They all wanted to know this whole concept of personal branding. And that got me to move further and, learn and explore this topic more and more. So that's, in a nutshell, that's a bit about me. I've worked with over 50 plus brands now, and I've, trained at least 10,000, I think 10,000 trainers.
Wow.
Not trainers, I would say 10,000 employees, 10,000, people, like a mixed mixed bag of audience. So I have trained that many people, and I've realized that this is such a fruitful job for me because I just love this whole thing of, designing people's presence. That's why I have my brand, Design Your Presence. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I mean, there is much more on my website, but this is a gist. I don't want to bore you guys more about it.
No, definitely it's not a bore because it's a little different topic that people don't talk about. Yes. And it is needful. Like I have gone through your website. It is amazing. Definitely I'll put description, the link in the description. So my question to you, next question, let's start with that, would be, why is it important to know about this topic and what areas are focused when going through this course?
I feel one of the main reasons why this topic is important is because competition is increasing in every industry. Okay, so I would just say personal branding is something that everybody needs to know. Whether you are a student or you're a startup entrepreneur, or you're a business owner, or you're a trainer or a coach, whatever field that you are in, if you really want to stand out, your personal brand really makes a huge difference. And no, it's not about how you dress up. It's about what you do and how do you actually package your services, how do you actually help a lot of people in your business. So personal branding comes in where you stand out in your competition. So a lot of people say, no, I'm so scared, there's too much competition in my industry, so many people are doing these things. What can you do differently? That is personal branding. So that's why I say it's very, very important, and it's a bigger topic than, just, the whole physical presence that people talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second part of this question would be, what areas are focused when going through this course? Suppose if somebody approaches you, what areas do you focus?
Yes. One of the main things that I focus on is content creation, because I feel the way you put your words across to people, that's what really matters the most. The other area that I focus on is marketing, because I help people market themselves, because a lot of people don't have this really, they feel that, okay, why should I market myself? Why should I talk about myself? But the whole fact is that marketing is basically giving value to people. So I help people in that. And I also help people in terms of how they can actually, find their niche. So how do they get really specific with what they need to do? So, instead of calling yourself that, okay, I am a trainer and I'm a corporate trainer, you can say that I'm an etiquette trainer. I am somebody who really focuses on, these particular aspects. So I work with specificity, I work with storytelling, there is content creation, there's marketing. There are so many aspects of a person's presence than, just nailing it to one point. Right. So that is personal branding. That's what I focus on in terms of the topics.
Okay. And so my next question after this would be, what are the topmost three changes that you see in an individual or as a company, after taking this program?
So one of the biggest and number one things that I see is confidence, because the self-confidence of actually doing things that they thought they couldn't do. Like I've made, there are a lot of my community members who've taken my courses. So I've, made them, get out of their comfort zone and actually build their confidence in videos. So I've done that. And I've, literally helped them actually build their own business from scratch. So there are so many things. So one of the main things is confidence, like that whole thing that, okay, I can get out of this and I can make it happen. That's one of the things. The second thing is I see is, once you have your personal brand developed, you also understand that there's a lot of consistency in your growth, in your business growth. So it's not only just stopping at, okay, I have designed my presence and this is what I'm doing, but there's also consistency because people are coming to them and they are noticed in their industry. So, so the whole thing which I tell, my members, I tell people who know me, I tell them the one main thing that I want people to do is, anybody who comes to me, I want them to know how to dominate the industry. I want them to know how to lead the industry. So if I'm like saying, okay, if somebody is a communication specialist, you should be known as a communication specialist, not just any trainer or coach over there, right? So that is the other thing. And the third thing is basically, a more steady income in their, in their business. Because the biggest thing that a lot of trainers, especially trainers and coaches, what they face is that they are really undervalued in India, which is what I have felt, and as an experience, I've also seen it, because a lot of companies, they don't see you as somebody who has a lot of knowledge. They only see you as a trainer who's coming to facilitate, right? So they say, okay, this is my budget, just, I'll pay this much, go and do the job. Yeah. And I think many trainers and coaches have seen this. So I am trying to change that game and, raise the value for my trainers and coaches. So I don't want it to be that people are playing the small game. I want them to really grow, so that I know that, okay, their knowledge will be something that is appreciated and
Yeah.
they're paid for it.
Great.
So
Yeah, yeah.
these are the three things.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're doing a good job in that. Of course, you have
Thank you
like
so
so
much.
many brands. I mean, it's good. Okay, and so then my next question now would be, what are the misconceptions that people generally have and that you want to clear? You know.
Okay, so one of the main misconceptions is, I would say that a lot of people confuse personal branding with branding, and branding meaning logo designing, website, those kind of things. But branding is a very small aspect of personal branding. Personal branding is you as the person. So a lot of people think personal branding and branding is the same thing.
Okay.
But that's been a challenge that I've also been trying to, tell people that, look, it's, completely different. Personal branding is you as the identity, right? So that's one of the misconceptions. The other misconception is it's not for everybody. And a lot of people say this, that, oh, I'm a full-time employee, I have a 9 to 5 job, I don't need personal branding. But I want to tell them the fact is that even when they're sitting behind that desk and doing a desk job, they're still a personal brand. It
Yeah,
just depends on how you grow it and how you design it and nurture it.
true.
So tomorrow, if and I also understand this one thing, that in jobs there's no consistency and certainty.
Hmm.
Tomorrow your company is downsizing, you don't have a choice, you might have to just leave. Like in my experience, I was actually one of the most, I think I was really good at my job. Okay, I was a manager of many brands, and people loved me there. But because they had to downsize the company, I had to leave. So I don't, it's not that okay, you're not good at your job. It's just that you have to be prepared that okay, there is always going to be a solid grounding that you
Hmm.
have to create. That is your foundation. So if the job is not working, plan B is there for you, and that is your own presence,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, these are the couple of misconceptions that people usually have, which
Yeah.
I've seen online. Like a lot of people say, they also say that marketing is not for me. I'm a trainer, I'm a coach, how I'll market myself? I've been a doctor for 30 years. I've not, I've never done this before, so it's not for me. So I just tell them that if you're going to say it's not for you, then it's all in your head.
Yeah.
That means, what's going to happen is that if your mind is telling you that it's not for you, that means it's not for you.
It is not for
It's
you.
as simple as that.
Ah, correct, correct.
So I just say, okay, fine, go for it. Come to
Yeah,
me when you really think it's for you. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and the competition out there is so much that you need
yeah,
to stand out. You need to stand out
yes,
because
absolutely,
there is somebody always better than you. But what you have
yes.
dreamed, if you want to really achieve it, I think please approach Dia straight away.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's that it's if you have the intention to really stand out and make a difference, then yes, of course, personal branding is something that you should not ignore, because even though you might say that you're good at what you do, but somebody who's not as good as you might be doing a better job because they have built their personal brand. So
Ah,
that's the thing,
yeah.
right? So I hope the people who are listening to this would, get this bulb on moment and say, oh, okay, so there's somebody, who is not as experienced as me is doing better than me. That means I'm not doing something. There's
Yeah,
something
true.
missing in my own presence.
True. And I think
So yeah,
you always experience this somewhere down the line, in every
yeah,
walks
yeah.
of life, you have somewhere someone you think that, I think I deserve better,
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So now that we have spoken about it, what would you tell people to focus on as a starting point if somebody wants to really follow this path?
Okay, so one of the main things that I would like to tell people to start with is to, get really specific with what is their goal. What do
Hmm.
you want to achieve? Do you want to achieve? I mean, it doesn't have to be an income goal. It can even be like your mission. The biggest thing that a lot of people today are talking about is their mission statement. Like, I'm on a mission. So, say, for example, I'm on a mission to help trainers, coaches, and creators build their personal brand
Hmm.
so that they can create impact in their industry,
Hmm.
right? So, that is my mission. So, what is your mission? That's the first thing that you need to first say. Now, if you say that, okay, I'm on a mission to help a lot of people, nobody is going to understand because everyone wants to help people,
Yeah.
right? But if you are going to be on a mission which is very specific and has a thing that says that okay, I'm going to get to know this person more, I want to learn from this person, if it gives that wow factor, then that's something that you can take forward. So you have to really think, what is it that you want to be known for? What is your expertise? Just get to know that, and then you can start from there. It's very simple, it's not difficult, it's not something that it's not some rocket science. You just have to figure out what is it that you want to really start with, what do you want to focus on as your expertise, and then take it from there.
Got it. Got it. I think we have covered the topic, like whatever we want to discuss on this, whatever we want to create an awareness about what is personal branding all about. But anything else that I must have missed, Dia, that you would like to share with our viewers?
Not really. I think we have covered everything. But one of the main things is personal branding is the need of the hour.
Huh.
Okay, because if you really want to increase your income, you want to have more influence in your industry, you want to actually build your presence, which makes people believe in you and trust you further, then I feel your personal brand is something that you cannot ignore, because everything else, whether it's your online course, whether it is your coaching program, whether you go and train at, you want to be hired for whatever you do, okay, people will bank on what you show.
Yes.
People will bank on your impression, your first impression. They will bank on your results. They'll bank on your reputation. They'll see what other people are talking about you. Only then they will trust you, because today everybody is going online, and things are changing, whether it is business, whether it is the way you do your, anything, like any
Anything.
craft,
Yeah.
art, any industry. If you actually think about it, if you really want to be the chosen one, then you have to have a personal brand that is strong and that makes it a profitable business for yourself. So yes,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
about it.
So basically, it is for everybody, whoever really wants to stand out, and it is a must. Now, why you should not stand out? You should, right? I
Why you
mean,
should not? Yeah,
why you should you
absolutely.
not? Yeah.
Yeah.
You see this. These are your times to grow, especially the younger generation. These are your times to grow.
Hmm.
So, grow. And
Yeah.
I think please at least know about this. At least be aware. Be aware of this concept. Be aware what is it all about. And yeah, so I think thank you, Dia, so much for shedding light on this topic, for all our viewers, for creating this awareness, the importance of this. And so the vlog, of course, does not end here. As always, I will be sketching the experts, whoever comes on my vlog, on my
Wow.
channel.
Super. I'm
I
looking
hope
forward to that.
I hope you like it. I hope I do justice to the sketch. And guys, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to do a social cause over here by creating awareness. Please share it to as many people as you can. You never know who might get use. Might be needy of this video. So do share and like, and thank you, Dia, once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on your channel. It's absolute pleasure talking to you and chatting about my favorite topic, personal branding.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.